Hello, my radiant soul. This is Luna Celestine, and today I come to you with a message that is not merely predictive, but transformative. What you're about to experience is not coincidence, not chaos, and certainly not random. The universe has begun to shift the pieces of your life with intention, precision, and cosmic love. For you, dear Leo, the next chapter unfolds with 3 sacred turning points, 2 goodbyes and 1 destined meeting. These are not separate events, but deeply interconnected waves that will alter the direction of your path in ways you may not yet fully comprehend, but will soon feel in your bones. This isn't just another phase or seasonal forecast. This is a reckoning of your soul's alignment. The first goodbye is already whispering its truth in your heart, nudging you away from the spaces and people that no longer see your worth. The second farewell is even more intimate. It's a release of the version of yourself you outgrew while trying to stay small to make others feel comfortable. And then, once those spaces are cleared, a new presence arrives, an encounter designed by divine timing. This person will not just meet you, they will mirror the light you've been too hesitant to claim. This is not about romance, necessarily. It's about recognition, clarity, and confirmation. In today's message, we will explore what these 3 cosmic moments truly mean, how to recognize them when they arrive, and what they are asking of you. But first, I need you to pause and feel this truth. You were not born for mediocrity. You were not made to dim your flame. Let this be the moment you stop apologizing for your light and start preparing to rise, because everything that is about to happen was written in your stars long ago. The first goodbye will not arrive with drama or confrontation. It will unfold with a quiet clarity that leaves no room for denial. You'll begin to sense it in your body before your mind can name it, the tension when you enter a room that once felt familiar, the subtle ache of being unseen, the exhaustion that comes from pretending you're fine. Whether it's a workplace that drains your brilliance, a relationship that keeps shrinking your voice, or a social circle that no longer recognizes your value, this is the end of endurance without reward. Leo, you've stayed too long in places that cannot hold your magnitude, and the universe, in its infinite wisdom, is now arranging a gentle but undeniable exit, not to punish you, but to protect your future. The decision may seem sudden, but your soul has been preparing for this departure long before your circumstances catch up. The second goodbye is more tender, more internal, and far more courageous. It is a farewell to the version of you that made themselves small for the comfort of others, the one who apologized for taking up space, who tucked away their ambitions in fear of being called too much, who dimmed their passion so as not to disturb the room. That self has served you, but it cannot follow you where you're going. You are being asked to shed an old skin, like a lion emerging from the shadows of the den, finally ready to walk into the fullness of the sun. This is not about arrogance, it's about authenticity. The most radiant Leos do not overpower others, they elevate them by showing what's possible when we live without shame in our own light. And now, you are being invited into that truth, to stand tall without apology, to lead not by dominance but by presence. These 2 goodbyes, though different in nature, share one purpose. They are clearing space for your rebirth. They are the cosmic pruning before the bloom. They may come with sorrow, with uncertainty, even with resistance. But trust this. What you are leaving behind was never meant to contain the greatness of who you're becoming. And then, when the farewells have cleared the path, when the inner space has been reclaimed from all that no longer belongs, a new presence will emerge. You may not expect it. It may not look like anything extraordinary at first. Perhaps it will be a conversation in passing, an invitation you almost declined, a meeting at a place you weren't supposed to be. But it will feel different, unmistakably different, not because of the person's appearance or credentials, but because of their energy, the way their presence mirrors something sacred and familiar within you, as if they've known the version of you that you're only just beginning to remember. That part of you who is bold, visionary, unafraid. This meeting is not necessarily about romance, though your heart may stir. It's deeper than affection. It's resonance. A recognition that slices through the surface and lands straight into the truth of who you are. This person may offer you a professional opportunity, or they may simply say something so precise, so intuitively timed, that it unlocks a truth you've been circling for years. They are not coming to complete you, but to reflect you, to hold up a mirror and say, yes, you are ready. Yes, you are powerful. Yes, it's your time. What you feel in that moment will not be logical. It won't be the result of calculation or strategy. It will be an intuitive certainty, a soul-level knowing that something has just shifted. But here's the catch: your mind might resist. You may question the timing, the ease, the feeling that it's almost too good to be true. Leo pride often insists on earning every gift, on struggling before receiving, but the universe, in its grace, is asking you to release that pattern now, to allow ease, to welcome what flows. Because this encounter, this perfect collision, is not a reward for suffering. It is a result of alignment. The outer world catching up with the frequency you've been quietly preparing inside. So, when it comes, this destined meeting, don't shrink. Don't hesitate. Trust your knowing. Look into their eyes, and you will see the confirmation you've been seeking. Not that you needed them to tell you, but that your soul is finally ready to believe it. This, Leo, is the universe answering your silent prayer, the one you've whispered beneath layers of self-doubt. And now the answer has arrived. Let it in. Let it guide you. Let it be the catalyst that changes not just your path, but your entire relationship to your own light. Leo, you were never meant to live a life of quiet compromise. That whisper within you, the one that's always told you there's more, that you're here for something greater, it was never arrogance. It was truth. And now, that truth is being activated. You are stepping into a phase of power that doesn't seek permission, doesn't ask to be validated, and no longer waits for approval to shine. This is not the ego's roar. It's the soul's awakening, a return to the regal, magnetic essence that has always lived within you, even when the world tried to dim it. But here is what you must understand. Growth does not happen without release. The universe is not just giving you a crown, it is clearing space for you to wear it. That means things must fall away. People, roles, identities, even dreams that once served you are being stripped back, not because you failed, but because you've outgrown them. Like a fire that clears the forest so new life can grow, this process of letting go is sacred. It is not loss. It is liberation. And the only way to fully step into what is coming is to loosen your grip on what no longer holds your truth. It takes courage to say, I am no longer available for anything that shrinks me. It takes faith to stand in the unknown, to trust that what's leaving is not a punishment, but preparation. And it takes deep self-love to claim joy, recognition, and abundance without guilt. But that's the work now, Leo. The universe is not asking you to beg for crumbs. It's inviting you to feast, to stop apologizing for your hunger, to stop apologizing for your flame. This is the moment where everything shifts, not because something dramatic happens outside of you, but because something finally clicks within. You stop waiting, you stop dimming, you stop doubting, and you begin to embody, fully, unapologetically, beautifully, the Leo who leads with love, who inspires by example, who walks into the room and changes the energy without even speaking. That version of you is no longer a future self. It's who you are now, if you dare to claim it. So let the old fall away, let the new find you, and above all, let yourself be seen, not for who you've had to be, but for who you truly are. Because the world needs that version of you more than ever. And as your energy evolves, so too does your relationship with abundance. Leo, Money has never just been about survival for you. It has always carried deeper meaning, recognition, freedom, dignity. For too long, you may have been caught in a pattern of working tirelessly for less than what you're worth, giving your gifts generously while receiving only fragments in return. Perhaps you've been loyal to systems that undervalue you, or accepted scarcity as a necessary sacrifice for stability. But now, the universe is calling time on that cycle. The energetic shift unfolding within you is not just personal. It is financial, it is structural. It is a cosmic recalibration of how you earn, how you receive, and how you own your value. This isn't about chasing riches for ego's sake. It's about creating a life that reflects your true worth. A life where you no longer trade authenticity for approval or dim your talents to keep peace. The two goodbyes you're walking through, they are also financial upgrades in disguise. Leaving behind environments that limit your income, parting with beliefs that say you have to work 10 times harder to be deserving, and most of all, releasing the fear that wealth might somehow compromise your integrity. What's coming is not just a meeting with a person. It's a meeting with opportunity. A door opens, a new source of income appears. A project is born that aligns so deeply with your soul's calling, it doesn't feel like work. It feels like arrival. And in that space, abundance begins to flow, not because you force it, but because you've finally aligned with your own frequency of deserving. So let me say this clearly. You are not greedy for wanting more. You are ready to receive in proportion to what you give, ready to be compensated not just for your time, but for your presence, ready to walk into financial spaces not with hesitation but with command. This season is not just about wealth in your bank account. It's about the wealth of self-worth finally finding its rightful mirror in the material world. Claim it. Not as a fantasy, but as your new foundation. The universe is not withholding. It's waiting for you to believe. And as your internal world realigns, so too must your relationships. Leo, the heart is your kingdom, and for far too long you've allowed guests into its chambers who did not treat it with the reverence it deserves. You've loved deeply, even when others were careless with your trust. You've stayed loyal, sometimes to your own detriment. But now, with these goodbyes rising and your spirit expanding, your relational field is shifting in profound ways. This transformation is not only about releasing situations, it's about refining connection. The relationships that once felt comforting may now feel confining. Conversations that used to energize may suddenly fall flat. It's not that you've become cold or distant. It's that your soul can no longer tolerate what is surface level, one-sided or transactional. You are beginning to crave something rarer, emotional truth, mutual admiration, energetic reciprocity. Whether romantic, familial, or platonic, the people who remain in your orbit now must be those who see you clearly, not those who only love the version of you that stays small for their comfort. You may find that certain dynamics naturally dissolve, not through conflict, but through evolution. And in their place, space is made for the kind of soul-aligned connections that match your frequency. Relationships where you are not just heard, but understood. Where your light is not something to compete with or tame, but something to protect and celebrate. Where your vulnerability is met not with silence or dismissal, but with presence and depth. This applies not only to personal bonds, but to your larger community. You are attracting people who reflect your growth, visionaries, creators, protectors of purpose. And one particular connection, as foretold, will arrive like divine confirmation. They may enter through work or happenstance, but their impact will be immediate. This soul will not try to change you, they will recognize you. And in their reflection, you'll find a piece of yourself you didn't know you were missing. So Leo, as you rise into this next chapter, trust that your relationships are being refined by design. Some will fall away because their season is over. Some will deepen because they were always meant to grow with you. And some, just a precious few, will arrive as if they were always walking toward you, waiting for you to become who you were always meant to be. Welcome them. Your heart is no longer a battlefield. It is a temple. Only those who honor it may enter. And so, my beloved Leo, as we come to the close of this message, I want you to sit with this truth. Not just hear it, but feel it in the quiet space behind your heart. You are not standing at the edge of another cycle. You are standing at the threshold of your becoming. This is not a season of small changes or gentle ripples. This is a divine turning point. The two goodbyes you are navigating are not punishments. They are portals. They are the universe's way of clearing away all that has dulled your brilliance, softened your roar, and made you question your place in this world. The version of you who tolerated less is dissolving now. The one who made themselves palatable, quiet, predictable, that self is being thanked, honored, and released, and what rises in their place is a Leo reborn. Not the loudest in the room, but the most luminous. Not demanding attention, but commanding presence. You are stepping into a kind of power that doesn't need to shout, because it simply is. The encounter ahead will not be an accident. It is your confirmation, a living symbol that your alignment has taken root. And through that person, whether a mentor, a friend, a collaborator, or a soul companion, you will remember what it feels like to be truly seen, not for the image you project, but for the essence you carry. So I invite you now, as your guide beneath these stars, to take a breath and open yourself to all that's arriving. Let the grief of release wash through you. Let the uncertainty stretch your faith, and then let the light of what's next lift you. You are not losing yourself. You are returning to yourself. You are not being asked to be anyone else. You are being reminded of who you've always been. Leo, the world needs your fire. But more than that, you need your fire. It's time to stop dimming and start leading, not with force, but with presence, not to prove, but to embody. You are not here to fit in. You are here to blaze a path. And that path begins now. Trust it, honor it, and above all, rise. Until we meet again, keep your heart open, your spine strong, and your spirits steady. The universe is already conspiring in your favor, and everything you're about to walk into was written for you.